Welcome to Something Artsy. I am Sandy Ranke, your host for this morning. Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater in conjunction with New Cat, which films a segment every month for us. Thank you for supporting the arts in our community through financial support from the Prairie Lakes Art Council. Without their generous support, this program would not be possible. So now I'd like to welcome our first guest this morning, and this is Bree Terrelson from Likey Books.
Luca Books, yes.
Luca Books?
Yep.
All right. I did not pronounce that right. It's
okay.
Luca Books. Bree's going to tell us a little bit about her, some of the events that are going on. It's an awfully busy place, and we'd love to hear more about what's going on.
Sure. March is, we have a lot of different events of a variety of things. Really excited about two really big author events that were coming. The first one is actually rescheduled from December.
Okay.
We have New Ulm author Paula Johnson, who's going to be joining. She is a curator at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C.,
Wow.
and she curated the Julia Child exhibit there. So she wrote a book that published in October, and she's going to be doing her Minnesota book launch here in New Ulm.
That's wonderful.
And I understand you have connections with
We
Paula.
do. I grew up with Paula. Paula's mom and dad owned an accounting firm. You guys probably remember Robert Johnson Accounting, and then that was Johnson Roth Accounting here in New Ulm. And Paula's the daughter of Marlis and Bob Johnson. So having her back here, I was saying I don't think I've seen her for 45 years, so I can't wait to get involved in this event and be reunited with somebody back from New Ulm who's done great things outside of here.
Totally.
That's wonderful. And how do you learn about these things? Like, how did you?
She approached us.
Oh,
about,
how wonderful.
About it. I think having, so she's a New Ulm high school graduate. She also graduated from Gustavus
Yes.
for college.
Yep.
So lots of ties to the community, but it's really great. The odds of us having somebody that has that type of knowledge.
That is wonderful.
It's great.
How exciting.
So the other big author event that we have coming up is on March 27th. We have Alan Eskins. So he's a Mankato-based author who writes fiction thrillers, and so he's a very popular author. This one's called The Quiet Librarian. It's his newest hardcover that just was released this last, so in mid-February, and the story is about a Bosnian War and genocide refugee who is living and working as a librarian in southern Minnesota. So the story's set in Fairmont, so lots
crazy.
of regional ties.
And my husband's from Fairmont, so this is all coming full circle, guys. I tell you, it's cool to have those connections right here in town. So yeah,
Totally.
it's wonderful. And so those are some of the events that are happening, but you've also got some new happenings within your store as well. So tell us about the new one. I'm really excited about this too.
Yeah, so we're launching a full service coffee smoothie tea shop.
Oh, perfect.
Called the New Brew Cafe. It's actually, so we're opening on March 11th,
Okay.
which is Wanda Gogg's birthday. That's notable because we're using Wanda Gogg, her art and her it's a Wanda Gogg theme specifically.
Wow.
So
So are you in
that'll be a fun thing.
collaboration then with the Wanda Gogg House here then and doing some of
Yes.
getting some of their artifacts and things like that to do this? This is wonderful.
Yes,
I
they're
love
curating
collab.
our exhibit, our art gallery exhibit for the month of March, and we're still
Okay.
working out the details about kind of a reception at the end of the month. But stay tuned if you're interested in that.
Oh, that sounds like a great time.
Yes.
All right, so that's grand opening is planned for Saturday, March 29th.
Correct.
All right, so
Yes.
we've got to all come in there, but you can come in and you can still get the brews and the smoothies starting on March 11th,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, and then you have a book release coming up.
Yeah, we have so if you're familiar with the Hunger Games series,
Yes.
So Suzanne Collins is the author. She's written another book called Sunrise on the Reaping. That's what's releasing in March, and so we're doing a breakfast kind of a release party.
Fun.
So we have if you pre-order the book, you can do just the book, or we have special kind of exclusive swag and things from the publisher that's Hunger Games related. We'll be doing it in conjunction with food and beverage specialty items from the New Brew Cafe, and it'll
how
just be a fun event.
Yeah, well, Hunger Games was such a big draw for so many people, so that should be really exciting. And you said that was on March 18th.
It is, yep, March
happening.
18th.
Perfect. Even swag bags and everything, you guys. This is the real thing. So join us for that. And then you have one more thing that you're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
You've got an anniversary coming up.
We do. Yeah, we're
Yes.
coming up on a year.
That's
we've been
just
open.
crazy, isn't it? When you think about it, I remember too opening my store, you think, how did some of these people get to 4 or 5 years? And then all of a sudden you're at that first year and you're like, where did that just go? And then the next 3 or 4 are going to go that fast too, I can
great.
guarantee you. But anyhow, go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're May is when we opened our doors for the first time. Indie Bookstore Day is actually the last Saturday in April, so we're going to do our 1-year celebration in conjunction with that kind of bookseller-specific celebration. That's for most bookstores, it's the biggest day of the year.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
that was definitely our experience last year, as well as we were a pop-up shop.
Yes.
So that's going to be
Wow.
happening on Saturday, April 26th. So just
Okay.
mark your calendar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I put a plug in for one additional thing that I
Please,
forgot to list in my-
please. That's what we're here for.
We also are launching an adult ukulele class that's starting in March. So we've been offering, and we continue to offer, a youth class on Saturday mornings at 10:30. Every Saturday, it's just a drop-in style. But we're launching a 4-week adult class that will meet on Tuesday nights from 6 to 7, starting on March 4th.
Oh, that sounds absolutely wonderful. That's some really great culture stuff too. So I love when that ties all in together. And now on a selfish point of my own, I'd like to ask what drove you to decide to do this bookstore, and then what you've done from going from a bookstore to evolving it into so many other things has been remarkable, by the way. So it's really cool to see all of that and applaud you from a side and offer our support in all of that. But what brought you to that desire or that passion?
So I actually didn't intend to open a bookstore at all.
Oh.
I reserved a booth at the Home and Health Show a couple of years ago, and I listened, I asked questions from people in the community about kind of what's missing, what do you want, like what will bring you downtown, and so I heard a lot of gaps, and so my retirement goal was to work in a bookstore.
Good for you.
So it seemed like a
Yeah.
logical place to start,
Yeah.
But really the foundation of the place is around building relationship and community
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah.
So
Love
all
it.
of these things are to move that forward.
That is so great, and I love to hear the point that you sought it out. You went out there and you said, "What are we missing in this town?" And you were hoping to fill a gap, and you certainly have. So, I just want to thank Bree for coming here. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Is there anything more that you want to help us understand, or you want to help us promote what you're already doing out there?
I think just we have a robust events program. I think just check out our website for more details and for all of those specifics. We're adding things constantly, so
Yeah.
by the time this airs, we may have added things that we weren't aware of.
Yeah.
So I'd say just stay tuned with that.
Okay, so we can go onto your website, or are you on Facebook? Is it how
Yep.
do you handle your social media?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're at lukabooks.com. And Luca is Lykke for viewers.
That's why I pronounced it wrong in the first place.
Nobody gets it right. Nobody gets it right on the first try. We're on Facebook and Instagram, both as Alm Sweet Alm, and also as
that's right.
Luca Books.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, Alm Sweet Alm is the same thing. So they're so good they get 2 names, and I love that. So yeah, come on in, have a cup of coffee starting on March 11th there, and there are lots of things to do between now and then, and it sounds like lots more to come right after that. So thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day, and good luck with everything going on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned. We'll be back. All right, welcome back to Something Artsy, and I'm very excited to introduce you to our next guests, and this is Pat Kearney and Lori Jewell. Lori's from State Street Theater, and Pat is going to tell us all about why he's here, and I'm going to be educated as well.
I'm on the St. Patrick's Day St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee, and we're lucky here in New Ulm. We have the longest continuous St. Patrick's Day Parade on St. Patrick's Day in the state of Minnesota. This will be our 60th year.
60th year.
60.
Our
Yes.
founders figured that it would last 6 to 8 years, and here we are 60 years later. So
Crazy.
it keeps going every
Wow.
year.
At what year, Pat, did you get involved with this?
I've been here 15 years now.
Okay.
When Bill O'Connor got sick, I took over
Okay.
his spot, and Terry Dempsey left us a couple years ago.
Sure.
And Tom Donnelly's still there, hanging in there
Good.
after 83 years old.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. I know that we are in collaboration, Lori, with this parade, and maybe you want to help us understand more about that.
Yeah, so first we have the parade starting at 5. And then you have the opportunity to get some dinner at Kaiserhof, and that is going to be pre-purchased meals. So we need to have you order those on our website in advance so that we can know how many that Kaiserhof needs to prepare. So the options for those meals are bangers and mash, which are savory sausages with onion gravy, boiled cabbage, and breadsticks, or traditional fish and chips, crispy fish fillets with fries, coleslaw, and breadsticks, or the Benson Ray, which is a Benson-sized rib served with raised salad, fries, and breadsticks. And as I mentioned, those pre-orders, you can go to the parade and then have the meal, and that's cool, that's your night. Or you can go to the parade, have the meal, and then continue on and come to the theater to see our great show that's happening on St. Patrick's Day evening. So 5:30 is when the meal starts at Kaiserhof, and then 7 p.m. is when the show here happens, and that is going to be Ring of Kerry, and it's Irish music, and they're bringing their dancers. So this whole stage is going to be filled with Irish music, Irish dancers, so you're not going to want to miss it. You can purchase on the website either a dinner and a show package or just the dinner, so whatever works best for you and your involvement for the evening.
Wonderful. So, Pat, I'm curious. Tell me again what time the parade starts.
5 o'clock sharp.
5 o'clock sharp, and that'll be downtown.
Downtown, we
But it's special.
line up down by St. Mary's. I
Okay.
will be lining up the parade.
Okay.
Anyone's welcome to be part of it. You can walk, you can drive a vehicle. Just kind of let me know or just show up.
Okay.
We line up at 4:30, start at 5. We go down Minnesota Street the wrong way.
Perfect.
And we've done that for 60 years. And then we end up at the Glockenspiel, and then everybody has a wonderful evening with the clans.
Well, that's just wonderful. So, starts at 5:30 for the parade. You're going to line up at
5 is the
4:30 at
parade.
St.
5 is the
o'clock,
parade.
4:30 to line up,
Yep.
though.
Right.
And anybody of any heritage can
Right.
come in. But the more Irish, the better. That's so cool.
Everybody's Irish on the 17th.
That's right. That's right. And then they can go through the parade the opposite direction downtown, ending at the Glockenspiel. Then the meal.
At Kaiserhof, right
Yeah,
there. So you're
Kaiserhof
already
is right
there at the end of the parade
and
line.
then
So
who wants to end when you're on such a roll? So
Right.
then you're going to come here to this beautiful, beautiful auditorium, and we're going to see a wonderful show. So it sounds like a perfect evening.
it's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's actually on
St. Patrick's Day
St.
on
Patrick's.
Monday,
yes,
March 17th.
Monday, March 17th. You guys, you got to mark your calendar.
So, Pat, you brought something cool with you,
Yes.
a souvenir from when you've been visiting in Ireland. Tell us more
This
about
one
it.
my dad brought back when he was over there.
Really?
This is an Irish shillelagh, and they don't use guns over there. They use shillelaghs.
Oh, shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
Oh,
So
I
it's a
thought-
weapon.
It's a weapon.
It's a weapon.
Wow, that's pretty
Wow.
But
Very cool.
we're a very quiet, happy group of people, so we don't fight much.
Probably
There
not
you go.
have to use that except for maybe the occasional mosquito that didn't
They don't
get
have
frozen
mosquitoes
out.
over there.
Oh,
cool. Oh, even better.
It's
Even
even better.
better.
Oh, it's a wonderful
even better.
country.
Oh, how wonderful.
If
How
you
many,
haven't been there, you should be there.
and how many times have you been there, Pat?
Yeah, I'll be going this spring for my second round.
Oh, how wonderful. How
Taking my whole
wonderful.
family with this.
Good for you. Good for you. And how long will you be staying?
Oh, 10, 12 days, something like that, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, safe travels and enjoy that. Is there anything else that we should be talking about with this wonderful event?
The website where you can purchase
Sure.
these tickets, because again, those meal tickets have to be purchased in advance. The theater tickets should be purchased in advance. So that is www.statestreetnewulm.org, or call us at our box office. That works too. 507-359-9990. And we would or stop in at the box office Monday through Friday, 9 to noon. We'd be happy to help you take your orders in person
Perfect,
too.
perfect.
So all those
Um,
options.
Any prices that they can share?
Yeah, $30 for a ticket plus a fee, $30 for the meal plus a fee. So it's just, $31 is what it
They
works out.
can get that information
Yep.
online if they
All
go to
online.
statestreetnewulm.org.
Absolutely.
Like we said, we have a wonderful staff here at State Street Theater that is staffed from 9 to 12 just for the reason of making sure you have a place to come for your tickets or to get help over online or on the phone. So let us know if you need any help with that.
Perfect.
And it sounds like a wonderful event.
It will be a
I
wonderful
cannot wait to be Irish
Exactly.
coming up.
Exactly.
And I'm already looking for my green, so we're going to make the most out of it and have a great time with you.
Great. Thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
so much for
Thank you.
hosting this for 60 years, for being a part of keeping the traditions going here in New Ulm. And I know that all of these things take a lot of time and energy and a lot of preparing. So thank you and whatever team you have to work on this to keep it alive here in New Ulm. And Lori, thank you for reaching out to do
Happy to.
collaboration.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to Something Artsy, and I'm super excited to have with me Andrea Bedker, who is here representing Turner Hall, and she's going to tell us about the events coming up. Always something going on at the Turner Hall.
Oh my goodness, I do feel like there's always something going on at Turner Hall. So we do have one of our bigger fundraisers coming up. It is our Rib Feast fundraiser. So anybody that knows about Turner Ribs and how wonderful they are, we have been doing this now for 11 years.
Wow.
And it was one of the fundraisers we looked at, do we still really need to do this one? But, the community demand for it is wonderful. We've transitioned this fundraiser to a drive-through only. You're welcome to come and actually get takeout, pick up your ribs, and go down to the bar and eat. But what we have found over the years, just given the time of year, people just want to pick them up, take them home, take them back to work.
I love that option. I'll be honest. I love the option. My family doesn't all get home at the same time, so it's wonderful to be able to pick it up and bring it home, and everybody's got their wonderful meal when we get there. So yeah, we wouldn't miss it. I'd miss it if it wasn't there. So
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And the slickness that we have with the drive-through takeout.
You got
it. We got it down pat.
Yeah,
People
it's a
don't have to
well-oiled
wait.
machine. No,
You can get tickets at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're excited for that. So that's going to be on Thursday, March 6th. And we always run that the weekend before Bachfest. So come get your ribs, before you think about going out to Shells.
And it does pay. I in my experience, I have really appreciated being able to get my tickets in advance and knowing that just those tickets is going to get you through there. And because sometimes you don't always know what the demand is going to be. And you could get shut out, and you don't want to. When you're that hungry for those ribs, you want to make sure you're going to have them. And the tickets really guarantee you that you'll get it for the most part.
Yes.
Because, you paid in advance and stuff. So that's a good idea, is to get your tickets early.
And you can find our tickets at the Chamber, down at the bar at Turner Hall. You can call me directly, or Jeannie Kretsch if you know her. I know some of you out there do. She's going to be hitting the town with a bunch of tickets available for sale. They're $22. Again, you get a meal of ribs, baked potato, coleslaw, cookie, and that all supports Turner Hall. We also are happy to deliver them to your business. So if you want to give them to employees, we have a lot of great community support from the
Wow.
businesses that are taking 10 tickets, 20 tickets, 14 tickets. And
That's
so
great.
just let us know, and we're happy to just give them to you straight to your door, and you can do what you choose.
And what time is the drive-through is open for that from?
From 3 to 7, so you got a good amount of time. You have
Oh,
4
yeah.
hours to come through, pick up your ribs.
Yeah.
And again, that's Thursday, March 5th, or 6th, sorry,
Thursday,
coming up
March
very
6th.
soon.
And I'm fairly confident that this wonderful audience that is watching this right now all have the experience of the ribs at the Kaiser, or I'm sorry, the ribs at Turner Hall that are second to none in this town. They are second to none. And the Turner ladies that do the work and all the prep work and all of these women have years of experience in making sure that meal is the best meal you're going to get. And if you haven't tried Turner Hall ribs, you have to. You seriously have to. Although I'm pretty sure everybody has.
I hope so. And if you
But
haven't,
if there is somebody out there that hasn't, you got to do this. You got to do it. It's so good.
Yes.
Yeah. What else is going on?
So also in March, we have coming up, we've been doing a series now for a couple of years called Turner Talks. And the purpose of that and why I kind of established this forum is to really continue to tie into our sound mind and sound body principles. And so through the gymnastics program, we take care of that sound body. All of our 500 youth gymnastics students, come and participate in that program. But we were looking for something more for adults. And as we're looking to expand our programming, I thought, well, how about an open to the public forum? And so our Turner Talks are free. They're open to the public. We provide some snacks. We provide some beer and soft drinks. So we encourage you guys to come on out. Some of the topics that we've done in the past are what I would consider topics that are cutting edge and would be of interest to our, founding Turners. We've done stuff on hypnotherapy, healthy eating and sleeping, agriculture and some of the changes, and how that's done and what's good. Manufacturing, how our food is getting manufactured. We did one on ketamine and PTSD therapy. I mean, we have someone in town that does those types of things.
Wow.
And helps treat people that have had trauma. And, you know, it's just to educate. Dr. Daniel Grubner is going to be doing our next Turner Talks. That's going to be on Thursday, March 27th
Okay.
at Turner Hall. The social hours at 5 p.m. He's going to go on at 6 p.m. He's actually going to talk about the history of the New Ulm Municipal Band, which actually got its start, like many organizations, at Turner Hall. And so it's one of those things that kind of a unique organization in that it runs itself. It doesn't have any owners. It relies on the outside support. It engages all of the community, and it provides an invaluable service of music and arts. And so we certainly hope that you'll come out and hear from him, because he is just such a wonderful presenter. He was there for an event last night talking about the band, and we had a chance to chat, and he's very excited to be presenting. So
I think we are so blessed in this community to have people like Dan Grebner that have that background and are willing to share it, and are not only willing but excited to educate those of us who may not have understood all of that. I grew up here, and I did not know that about the municipal band, and there's so much for all of us to learn, and what a great opportunity that you invite us in, and the hospitality is wonderful, and then to be able to learn all of that as well is, you know, we're never too old to learn, and there are things right here in our neighborhood that we can all value from learning more about. So I think that's wonderful. So again, that's going to be on Thursday, March 27th, and you'd like them to pre-register?
if you can, so we'll put information in our constant contact emails that go out to kind of our membership and guest base. We'll put something in the paper on it. We're talking about it here. And you'll see some of the posters up around town.
Perfect.
If you haven't already. So
Okay. Well, that sounds wonderful. So you've got the ribs on March 6th, and then you have this Turner Talks on March 27th. Is there anything else we should know about before our next episode?
Sure. So we've been continuing to partner with John Evano out of Sleepy Eye to do some sip and paint classes. And so we're running those every month. Just something fun to do. Come out. We put on our Facebook page and our social media kind of the pictures of what's going to be going on. You register. You can come in, have some fun, make a little something to take home.
Wonderful.
And then from there, we're just looking to continue to expand our programming. We've just entered into a partnership with MSU to have their senior students do kind of a feasibility study of what we're looking to do with Turner Park. And so that's going to be launching in the next couple of weeks. I'm very excited. So they're going to be reaching out to community members and staff to say, you know, what does Turner Park mean to you? We know that we have needs because our brides are using the park a lot more than they ever have before. You know, we have some issues with our with our ash trees and being treated for emerald ash borer. We have about 85 trees in our grove. We have some open space. Do we want to use that to be a garden where we have herbs and veggies that we use in the restaurant? Do we want to do some sports courts, band shell, outside bathrooms? We don't know. But I'm excited to see what they're going to, they're going to bring back a couple of ideas to us, and it doesn't mean we have to go with it. But we do need to start thinking about kind of a plan for that park because it's just so underutilized. So
That's wonderful. It's great to hear. Progression is such an amazing thing, and it's not easy to do. I've been on a few boards, and you know that there's a place you want to go, but it's not always easy to do that. And I know that, as wonderful as all these things sound, there's a need behind each one of those. Obviously, we are helping support a cause at Turner Hall, and I know that, what are some of the things that are on the wish list, or some of the things that you guys are, it takes money to build something as wonderful as what we have here in New Ulm with Turner Hall, and you can't do that by yourself. So what are ways that we could help, and what are the things that you are looking to finance with support?
That is just, it's a wonderful question. Right now, we're really working through the replacement of our water tanks that are old and have been rusting and failing and welded and re-welded, and so you'll hear more about that project. And then our steam system, we're looking for ways to be more efficient and effective and do some updates to that, just because it's a system that you kind of take for granted. It just works, but it's been neglected, and there's a lot of opportunities with that. Just making sure that, we're only using the energy that we need, and we're only being charged for the energy we need. I mean, we're talking about
keep those costs down.
$6,000 utility bills in the winter. and that can be crippling for an organization.
Absolutely.
What you can do to support us is become a member. Come down and dine with us. If you have a special occasion, a birthday, a retirement, a wedding celebration, whatever, we're open, and we've been doing so many fun new events since COVID that we just love. We want people to come there and have those memories. If you got married there 50 years ago, come have your celebration with us.
Yeah.
We'll make it special for you. So those are just some of the ways that you can help us out.
Great.
Just come, learn about us.
Absolutely. What about volunteers? Do you guys look for volunteers? Are there needs that you have in that direction?
We do. So we had the Turner Lady meeting last night, and we have about 79, actually 80 now,
Wow.
Turner Lady members.
Wow.
But about half of those are inactive. They're still members despite being unable to help in the way they were.
Been
So-
around a long time and done it, so.
Long time.
Yeah.
So we have about 40 Turner ladies and laddies that help with everything from polishing glasses and silverware to setting up for events to serving the food to putting on their sauerkraut suppers and things like
Yeah.
that. From there, we have another about 40 or 50 volunteers that come to help us with our rib events, with 4th of July in the park, with our fall rib fundraiser, with our Frosty morning brunch, with some of those other fun things. And we're always looking for volunteers to come and help out and be a part. I mean, it's so great to hear the stories of people coming and helping and feeling good and saying, I didn't know you guys did this, and I
Right.
didn't know you guys needed help with this. And so there's a place for everyone at Turner. But volunteering, there was an event recently at Turner through the chamber, and there were over 30 organizations that came to talk about their needs and their volunteer needs. And so we know we're competing with a lot of other organizations, many of which have a home at Turner Hall, like the Lions Club and the Sleepy Eye Hockey, and New Sleepy Eye Hockey, and so it really is something where we all work together.
I had an interesting conversation with a lady not too long ago, and she was talking to me about how she doesn't really feel like she can be on too many boards or committees anymore because she's kind of over that with her thinking process, but she misses the camaraderie of getting around with people, getting to know new people on boards. And she said, so I volunteered at Turner Hall, and I went and I helped wash potatoes and clean the potatoes up and then wrap them for their baked potatoes for one of the meals.
Yeah.
Maybe it was last year's Rib Fest. And she said, I enjoyed that so much, and I got to meet so many women that some hadn't seen for many years and some that she had never met. And so I started thinking about that, even for people. I know there's a lot of people who move to New Ulm sometimes after their careers are over, and they're not really sure where they're going to fit in the community or how they're going to even get their foot into the community. Go down and wash potatoes with the ladies. I heard it was a great time. So there's a lot of things that we can do to pitch in a little bit, but it means a lot to the organization.
It certainly
So,
does, and
yeah.
that warms my heart to hear that story, because I
Yeah.
had a similar story of somebody that helped out during the holiday when we hosted the reconciliation ride, and she became a Turner Lady last night. Has been active as a member, kind of silently for a long
Yeah.
time. But it was so great to see her and be able to get out and want to do things in the community, and we're happy to have everyone
Yeah.
that wants to help.
Yeah, I just think, there again in New Ulm, we have a community that's very, very active. You drive through, my husband and I, when we go to different places, now when you're in a community, like how we are involved, you notice other communities. And it's just amazing how sometimes you go through and there's just not a vibe there. There's a couple that moved here, an older couple, that they moved here when their careers were done, and they decided that they had stopped in New Ulm one time just to mail a letter on a journey. They were going from wherever, but they just decided to come through New Ulm to just get to the post office and mail a letter. And they said they ended up spending the evening. They got to talking to some people at the post office, and then that brought them to wherever downtown, and then they decided to spend the night, and 5 years later they moved here. So we are very, very blessed for all the culture, all of the people say you have to be a New Ulm born and bred, but I say I don't think so.
I'm not.
Yeah, and look at what she's doing for the community. So we're very lucky, and Turner Hall is just such a staple of all of that. So thank you for all of your efforts and everything you've done. Is there anything else you want to share with us?
I just want to say thank you for the opportunity to just continue to share about Turner Hall, because there's still folks out there, and hopefully none of you are watching, that still think we're not open to the public, but we are. We're open 6 days a week for lunch and dinner. We will open on Mondays for other events, but come on down, check out the fireplace, look at the murals, you know, feel the vibe.
Yeah, feel the vibe. And I don't know if you haven't been down there in a long time since they this has probably been a long time ago already too, but when you guys renovated the murals and the story just behind that, and then the story within the murals, it's pretty amazing stuff. So go down there for a cocktail, stay for supper, and just take in the history. It's we are very, very blessed, and I want to thank you again for coming. And this is our pleasure to have people like you here.
Thank you. I love what I do.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, Andrea, and we will be back shortly. All right. Well, welcome back. And I am very excited to have Amy Johnson here. She is Executive Director of the Brown County Historical Society. And as always, Amy's got lots to tell us because they are very, very busy at the Historical Society. So, Amy, tell us what's all going on.
All right, well, tis the season. It's starting to ramp up. It kind of slows down a little bit, December, January, February, but now the programs are starting to roll again. So, right, we have our big March. We usually do a women's program, like a women's history program. And so the last couple of years, we've been lucky enough to be sponsored by the Marjorie F. Gislason Speaker Series by Dan and Nancy Gislason, so we're really thankful for that. So they are going to sponsor again. This year we are going to change it up. The last couple of years we've kind of done we've taken snippets of stories from women in the history of Brown County and kind of brought it almost to stage in a sort of way, had some actors come out and try to portray and tell these women's stories. But this year we're just gonna go history, straight history. We're gonna have Professor Lori Lullum from Minnesota State come down and talk about a program. It's going to be called Equality at the Ballot Box.
Oh.
Votes for Women in Minnesota and the Northern Great Plains. So we're really looking forward to that. We're changing the day a little bit too on this one. It's now going to be a Saturday program.
Oh.
Saturday, March 29th at the Country Club. Please come join us. Really looking forward to this. It's lunch at noon, and then program at 1. Tickets are available at the museum and then also at the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
So
And how much can they purchase those tickets for, Amy?
it's $25.
$25. Sounds like you get an awful lot
Come
for that.
on.
So what a wonderful Saturday afternoon
It's
to
gonna be
spend with
good.
friends and family, too.
Yeah.
Country Club on Saturday, March 29th.
Yep.
Very good. And they can learn more about that if they want to go online. Can they go ahead and register
It
online?
should be on the calendars, the chamber calendars, our calendar. Tickets, we don't have those for sale online, but
Okay.
you can go to the chamber or come into the museum or we'll work
Perfect.
it out. Give us a call.
Perfect, yes.
So-
Very good.
Well, so that was very exciting.
Yes.
But being the Brown County Historical Society, of course, I wanted to take it a little bit further because I wanted to know what was going on here. What was going on in Brown County as far as organizing for, the suffragist movement. So I was able to get into some of the Minnesota Historical Society's records for correspondence between women in Brown County. Well, they just had all these letters from the Minnesota Women's Suffragist Association.
Oh.
And you could just go through these letters, and it was the head office in Minneapolis, going out to, I was all over the state. They were everywhere, but I was able to find letters from Springfield, Sleepy Eye, Essig, New Ulm, and their correspondence of their organizational efforts here.
Oh, wow.
And so we now have a file in the research library just on women's suffrage in Brown County, and I'm really, really excited about that. We didn't have that before.
So people can go to the
research library.
research library
and
now.
grab the file.
Wow.
And just read these letters. The stories are so intriguing, and it was kind of like visiting with old friends.
Yeah.
A lot of names that we already knew. Last year, the Homes program that Lisa Besmer hosted, we did the W.W. Smith House. Guess whose name pops up as one of the lead the organizers in Sleepy Eye?
Oh my gosh.
Mrs. W.W. Smith, and then Bingham Hall was part of the program.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bingham's name pops up,
Wow.
it's just letters to specific people and talking about their activities and what they were doing. So, yeah, come read it. It's fascinating. It also will be featured in our spring newsletter. I wrote an article on it, so
Oh, how
come into the
wonderful.
museum and grab that.
I think about something like that with my parents as they get older. They just love to revisit things from the past, and what a great time that would be to take my mom and dad or one or the other and go through those, and they would probably have, it just, how do I want to say, it just breeds other conversations.
Yeah.
And so if whether you're a history buff or not, it sounds like it's a really cool thing to do and to hear about, so.
Oh, I was just poring over these letters. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is going on? I felt like it
I
was
wanna read
Christmas
more.
morning or
Yeah.
something. Like, how did I find this? Essig?
Yeah,
Like, that's
I'm
awesome.
amazed that you did, and I think that's just plain old great
Yeah.
that you did.
So we're really excited about this.
Oh, that's wonderful. What about, I've got a note here, it says you guys have a book sale.
Yes, the annual
Fundraise.
book sale is
Yep.
coming. That's in April. One of our big funders, Popcorn Wagon, and then the book sale are our two large fundraisers for the Brown County Historical Society. So the annual book sale is happening. So don't throw your books right now. Keep your books. Never throw your books anyways. But keep your books, get them together. Drop off in our parking lot was what we usually do. We'll have bins out in the parking lot, and drop off is going to begin on April 1st, and that will go through April 18th. You can put them in the bins, and we'll get them taken care of and sorted. But the sale itself is April 24th for Brown County Historical Society members. So
Okay.
if you want early access to all of these books, consider a membership today. And then
Yes.
that's on Thursday, and then Friday the 25th and Saturday the 26th is book sale.
So tell me more about the books that we can drop off. Anything from
anything.
paperback to
Yep.
hardcover to children's to,
Yep, we're taking used books, DVDs, and puzzles are a big seller. But we are, please, no magazines or encyclopedias. So
okay.
yeah,
All right.
please.
Well, I know I have a cleanup effort going on at the Renke household, so I am assuming that that's a great place for me to bring something that still has value and can support a
Yes.
great organization. So if you guys have the same kind of closets and rooms that I have, get some of those books and
Yep.
put them to good use.
And that takes place in the annex. The whole place is just a sea of books, and it's amazing. It's a huge effort by our volunteers. Volunteers run this, and so we're really thankful for them for this. And yeah.
Do you need more volunteers?
Yes, we do. So speaking of that, we're going on our segue here. Volunteers. So the volunteers for the book sale, you can give me a call. They start sorting their books already. So like drop off begins on the 1st. They sort books from April 8th until the 23rd.
Wow.
They're going to sort books in the annex from 10 to 1. So if you have some time to spare between, this is just a Tuesday through Friday thing.
Okay.
Tuesday through Friday. April 8th to the 23rd, 10 to 1. They will be there sorting books. Call me if you have any questions, but if you are interested in volunteering for the book sale setup, that is an option for you. And another good thing about that is you get to see the books, so you
Sure.
know where they're put, you know?
Yeah.
So if you get there early,
Yeah.
then you
Yep.
get the early
you,
access.
Yep, that's right. You can make sure that you get right back to where you put that book.
Yep.
Grab it first.
So there's that. We also have opportunities at the front desk to volunteer, and those shifts are it's like twice a month. You come and sit in the museum and you know, say hi, greet patrons, so forth. 10 to 1 and 1 to 4 are the shifts.
Okay.
And only have to work twice a month. And then the Kiesling House will be opening again. That's a Memorial Day to Labor Day thing on Fridays and Saturdays. We are also looking for docents to sit in the Kiesling House and tell
Oh.
the stories of the house and the Kieslings. So that's an option. And then, let's see, there's always a meet and greet for programs. So if you want to come down for this program and sit at the front desk or the welcome table and welcome people, that's an option. So we
Okay.
always have meet and greeters for lunch
Sure.
and a bite, and then the bigger programs. So if you want to do something like that, and then we have to. I know we've got time, but it's flying. Like pretty soon, the school tours will be coming through the museum again as school kind of wraps itself up.
Yeah.
So we are looking for tour guides. If you are interested in being a tour guide in the museum for third floor to talk about the U.S. Dakota War, or the first floor, which is the Becoming Brown County exhibit, or if you want to go outside and do the downtown walking tour, which talks kind of a little bit about what it was like inside the barricades during the U.S. Dakota
Wow.
War. that is also an option. And we will be providing training for that. So if you're interested in that,
Yeah.
please give us a call.
What a cool thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, or you had mentioned that you do provide training. So it's not
Yes.
like you have to be, you're going to learn about it, and you're going to learn about it so well, you're going to be able to tell others. And now you
Right.
have all this extra knowledge. So
Right.
there's another bucket list thing. I'm just going to get smarter every day.
Yeah.
So I love that. So it sounds like you have lots of opportunities.
Lots
People
of
that
opportunities.
don't maybe want to walk outside or aren't big into walking, sit at a meet and greet table. And,
Yes.
and it sounds like it's something for everybody's ability.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah, well, great. All right, and what else have we got going on? I know, looks like we've got some popcorn wagon stuff,
Oh,
and
the popcorn wagon will probably, we'll probably get going in May again. So there's also that's an opportunity to volunteer.
Yes.
So Yvonne Weber is also going to be helping us out with that again this season. So as a coordinator, so we're looking forward to another season of the popcorn wagon. That's what's happening. Otherwise, we have our monthly history book group that
Okay.
meets in the annex. It's the first Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m.
okay.
The
Do you have a lot of people that come to that now?
It varies, probably
Okay.
9 to 11. It's a kind of
Oh.
a core group that
Nice.
will continue to come. So
Okay.
the books are available on our website.
Okay.
What's the upcoming book? But
Yep.
the nice thing about it is our coordinator for this program will actually go to she'll find books from the library, and the library
Oh.
actually pulls them, so you can just go check out that
Wonderful.
book from the library. So.
Okay, there you go. Not even any cost involved.
Not any
Yeah.
cost involved.
And it looks like April's book is Washington's Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
that's
What
that's
else?
the haps,
And
really.
well, that sounds like there's plenty going on. Remind our viewers where you guys are located, Amy.
We're this building on Center and Broadway. You might have seen it. It's 3 stories. It's from 1910. It's something that I wonder how many people drive by it and don't even think twice about it.
No,
And there it
right.
is.
Yeah.
It's 2 North Broadway.
2
so-
North Broadway.
Yep.
So right next to
Right.
the library, right?
Right across the street from the library. Yep.
Okay, I'm not even thinking of the right building. Shame on me.
It's this building. The one
Oh,
that-
okay. So I was thinking the right building, wrong direction.
Yep.
Okay, very good.
So it's on the corner. It faces Bank Midwest.
Got it.
Yep.
Yep.
So-
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. Right where the popcorn wagon always sat in front of.
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly.
There we go. Now we all know. All right. And hours.
Our hours are Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 4 and Saturday from 10 to 3. Our phone number is 507-233-2616 if you are interested in volunteering, or if you have any questions at all, please give us a call.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like great opportunities there at the Brown County Historical Society. Amy, thanks for all your work that you've done there, and how cool is it to dig up those letters?
Oh, man.
So we need to go there and kind of support her fruits of labor for getting those. And I know, like I said, I would enjoy it. I know I would, because I like gossip. I like to just see what people were
Yeah.
talking about back then. But my mom and dad, I think, would be another source of how much fun that would be for them to see
Yeah.
those. So thanks for doing that and for letting us know about it.
Yeah.
And for all the other things that you've got coming up, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
And we look forward to talking to you again next month.
All right. Well, thank you for
All
having
right.
me.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, we'll be back. All right, well, welcome back. I am very excited to have Leroy Harris with us today from our New Ulm Public Library, and he is here to tell us all of the going-ons that are happening for the next month.
Yes.
So Leroy, welcome.
Thanks for having me on, Sandy.
Absolutely, our pleasure.
As always, the library tries to stay a happening place, so we're pretty busy. And if we get started with children's programs, if that's okay with you.
That sounds great.
So, of course, we've got our 2 different kids' video game clubs going on. So there's the Junior Video Game Club, and that's for 2nd through 5th grade. And that's going to be after school on Tuesday, March 4th at 3:30. So we've got a setup for 2 Nintendo Switches with connections. Kids can take turns playing. There's snacks. So come in after school, 2nd through 5th graders on Tuesday, March 4th. The Teen Video Game Club, which is for 6th through 12th grade, they meet on a Saturday each month. So they're going to be meeting on Saturday, March 8th at 2 o'clock at the library. Again, set up to play a variety of different games, snacks, meet friends, have a good time. Story time for the spring session will start up the second week in March, and that's on Monday mornings at 10:30. And so starting on Monday, March 10th, they're going to be taking a break the first week of March after the end of our winter season in the last week of February. And so they'll be getting that going. And then there's our pajama party story time, which is every Wednesday evening around bedtime at 6:30. Come bundled up in your pajamas, bring a stuffed animal friend or a snuggly blanket or both, and come have some kind of relaxing songs and stories before bed. And so that's going to start up for the spring session on Wednesday, March 12th at 6:30 in the evening.
So it sounds like you basically have programs for every age.
Yes.
I mean, from story time, pajama stuff, to all the way up to second and fifth graders,
And all the way up through
Yeah.
seniors in high school
Yeah.
for the kids. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah, we do.
wonderful. What a great place for them to be.
We've got our STEM programs, so science, technology, engineering, math, and art as well. For the younger kids in kindergarten and first grade, we have Creative Kids, and that's going to be on Thursday, March 13th at 3:30, so after school. And Wacky Wonders is for the second through fifth graders, and that's going to be on Thursday, March 20th at 3:30. And so for both of those, you need to register,
Okay.
and you can register for that online at newulmlibrary.org. You can call the library, 507-359-8331, or you can stop by the children's desk or the circulation desk, and we can help you get registered for those programs. Each month we have a no school movie day, which kind of coincides to when the public school district doesn't have school, and it's on a Friday. So on Friday, March 14th at 2 o'clock, come to the children's room for our no school movie day. Bring your own water bottle. We'll have popcorn, and they're going to be watching The Great Mouse Detective. So
fun.
that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Now, March, of course, is when Wanda Gogg's birthday is.
Yep.
And so up in the children's room on Saturday, March 15th at 1 o'clock, we'll be celebrating Wanda Gogg's birthday. So there's going to be a craft, they're going to play games, eat a snack, and they're going to read The Funny Thing by Wanda Gogg. And so that should be a lot of fun. For that, we've got our 2 sensory playtimes as well for children with sensory issues. But even if your child doesn't have sensory issues, it's a great opportunity for you to connect with other parents in the community or for kids to make friends. The daytime sensory playtime will be Tuesday, March 27th at 10 in the morning.
Okay.
And it, they do a story or two and some songs, but then lots of opportunity to play with toys that have different sensory inputs. And you do need to register for those as well, because for kids with sensory issues, large crowd's not a good idea.
Right.
And so there is a space limit on those. And so the daytime one, again, Tuesday, March 27th at 10 a.m. The evening one, a few days earlier on Tuesday, March 25th at 6 p.m. And again, register for those on the website, over the phone, or at the library. And then our monthly special story time is going to be on Friday, March 28th at 10 a.m. So in addition to stories and songs, there's a craft that goes along with it too.
Okay.
And so that'll be on Friday, March 28th at 10 in the morning. And I think that's it for the kids anyway.
Wow. Yeah.
Things happening throughout the month on different days of the week. Of course, there's also chess club every Tuesday evening.
Okay.
And there for teenagers on Monday afternoons after school at 3:45 is when we have our Teen Pathfinder tabletop role-playing game group. So
Wow.
they get to do that
Something
too.
for everybody. All
Yes.
those kids. They no reason to be bored because there's plenty going on.
not at all. No. Yeah, we've got lots of fun things going on.
Yeah.
For adults, we're wrapping up our winter reading program, so that ends at the end of February. You'll still have the first 2 weeks in March to turn in your tracking sheet to show the books that you've read, and to be able to, get your name in for the prize drawings, which will be happening about halfway through March.
Okay.
We're excited. We've got 12 prizes this year, which is more than double what we had last year, so more people will get the chance to win. And so look for that drawing if you've got your name in there. There's still a week left to participate at this point. We have our art and craft programs. So Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 3 is when the Knippling group meets at the library. So the traditional bohemian bob and lace weaving got to make sure I get those words in order. They're a really fun group. It's a fascinating cultural art that they are preserving, and you can come and watch them work. You can ask them questions. It's not a class by any means,
Right.
but you can see what they're doing, and if you want to
Observe.
try, they can tell you what you need to get started.
Sure. Okay. Interesting.
Wednesday mornings is our general needleworking group from 9:30 to about noon. They meet upstairs in the adult fiction section. They are a fun group. We've started to have to add more tables and chairs because
That's
there's
a good
just so many
thing.
people. It is a great thing.
Wonderful.
And you see all types of needlework. You see quilters, knitting, crochet, needlepoint, you name it.
Okay.
All
it's
sorts. So
pretty
bring,
open. If you have a needle and you're doing it, bring it in.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. They're always up there laughing. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then in the afternoons on Wednesdays is our art group, and so they meet Wednesday afternoons from 1:30 to 3:30 down in our meeting room in the basement. And so you can come down. We have table space, table covers, cleaning materials, and you can just work on your art project. And again, we see all types of mediums. We see charcoal, pencil, pastel, watercolor, acrylic, oil.
Right.
All sorts of things.
I think my mother is there every Wednesday doing her
Okay.
painting.
Oh,
so
fun.
she loves the camaraderie, and she loves the opinions of other people, and she just really looks forward to that each week.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. They do have a lot of fun there. Of course, we've got our book clubs. So our Litwitz Book Club meets on the first Monday of each month in the evening at 6:30. And in March, they're going to be discussing the Banned Books Club by Brenda Novak.
Okay.
So that should be a lot of fun. And so that'll be Monday, March 3rd at 6:30 p.m. Our History Book Club meets on the third Tuesday of the month at noon. And they're still at their winter quarters, you could say. They meet in the winter over at the City Center Apartments
Okay.
at 115 South Minnesota Street. We're really grateful to the management there for letting us use their ground floor conference room.
Okay.
It's a nice space. And in March, they're going to be discussing The Bookshop, A History of the American Bookstore by Evan Friss. And so it's a really interesting book. Our last book, which was Targeted Beirut by Jack Carr, was really fascinating but really depressing. And so we're looking forward to something that's a little bit more,
Uplifting.
uplifting, lighthearted there. But yeah, so that's going to be Tuesday, March 18th at noon. And then, of course, our Mystery Book Club, they meet on the last Monday of the month at 6:30 in the evening at the library. And so that'll be on the 31st, last day of March. And they're going to be discussing We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. Richard Osman's the author of The Thursday Murder Club, which is a really funny series. And We Solve Murders is the first book in a new series by him.
Okay.
So we're going to be discussing that one. And so we're looking forward to that. Then we've got our senior movie matinees every Friday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Come down to the library's meeting room for a movie. We're working our way through the decades each month with classic movies. We're up into the 1950s in March.
Oh, fun.
And so we're going to be watching All About Eve, Some Like It Hot, I Confess, and the sci-fi classic Them.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
Giant-
Every Friday.
giant
Every
ants.
Tuesday.
Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Every Friday
Okay.
afternoon at 1 o'clock. Yep.
Wow.
You can come for our senior movie matinees.
Fun.
Our poetry group meets every second Tuesday of the month, so that's going to be on March 10th, I believe. Yes, Monday, March 10th at 6:30. Come bring a couple poems, or just come to listen and enjoy. Hearing something new or something familiar, and it's a nice group there. We've got our genealogy club, which meets the third Thursday of the month. I'm still going, Sandy.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know how you keep it all straight.
Third Thursday of the month at 6:30 in the evening, and so Roots Tech, which is the world's largest family history conference in the world, is happening March 6th through 8th. And so we're going to be, at our March meeting, we're going to be reviewing some of the free classes that will be available that were presented at Roots Tech. Over
Wow.
400 classes offered online for free.
Wow.
And that's just from this year. And so we're looking forward to those becoming available so we can see what we'd like to
Sure.
learn about. And we're also going to be talking about our upcoming field trip in April that we're going to be taking to the Watonwan County Historical Society,
Oh.
to their research library there.
Wow,
So
okay.
that should be fun for our genealogy club.
Yes.
The New Ulm Film Society is continuing their America at War film series. We're working our way up through different wars that America's been involved in. We're up to World War I. And so they meet on the second Tuesday of each month at 6:30 in the evening. So that's going to be Tuesday, March 11th. And so we're going to be watching the 1957 version of A Farewell to Arms.
Oh.
And so that'll be our one there. And we provide refreshments, and especially with longer movies, like in February we watched Gettysburg, which was over 4 hours long.
Oh my.
We had 2
Okay.
intermissions.
Wow.
But people stuck around. They enjoy the movie, and
Good.
we had a few technical difficulties there, but it turned out okay.
Wow.
Hopefully not going to happen in March, but so the movie's a little over 2 hours long, so there will be an intermission probably, but we'll have refreshments available as well.
Okay.
Then the Minnesota Valley Civil War Roundtable. They usually meet the third Tuesday of each month in the evening, so that's going to be Tuesday, March 18th at 6:30 p.m. And for our March meeting, we're going to be examining some really fascinating books that are from the Martin Luther College collection.
Oh.
Large books that have a bunch of archival sketches and photographs from Civil War battlefields.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to looking through
Yes.
those and seeing those and talking about them. Did I miss anything?
How would you know? You have so much going on.
I
That
know.
is just amazing.
So I think, that covers it as far as programs, I suppose, other than we have our adult tabletop role-playing games going as well. Our in-person group at the library is full. We've got 7 players, but we also usually have people coming to spectate as well. It's still really a new feeling for me, even after a few years now, is people
Wow.
coming to watch because they just enjoy the storytelling
Sure.
process
Yeah.
and have fun with that. But they meet Tuesday afternoons at 6:15 or 4:15 until 6:15.
Okay.
But then we also have 2 online groups as well. And if you're interested in connecting with those, you can connect with the library's Discord server through the library's website. There's a link on the homepage to connect, and then you can
Okay.
find out more about when they're scheduled to meet.
Okay.
So,
Remind us again of the website that they go to.
So it's www.newulmlibrary.org. And that'll
Easy
get
enough.
you to the library's website.
.org.
Yep, .org.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And phone number
Is 507-359-8331.
8331.
Yep, and we're right on Broadway, 17 North Broadway, across from the Historical Society and kitty corner from City Hall, as it were.
Right.
So I think that covers programs, but as far as library services go, it's tax season.
Yes.
So we partner with United Way for their free tax preparation service that they hold in our basement meeting room Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
You do have to make an appointment for them, and the number to call for that is 507-276-3186. So you call them, set up an appointment. They do appointments all the way into April, and you can get free assistance with preparing your taxes.
What a great opportunity for people. And yeah, now's the time. So again, that number was
507-276-3186.
3186. So yeah, give them a call and set up a time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Very
That's when
good.
they're doing those. And the last thing I have, which I'm pretty excited about, it's been in the works for over a year now, is the library is going to be having a mobile app for our catalog called TDS On The Go. So it functions with all the libraries in our library cooperative system in the 9-county area.
Wow.
You log into it with your library card and your password. If you've forgotten that, you can call the library and we can help you reset it. But you'll have access to the full online catalog in the app on your phone. You can make holds. You can link library cards. So for parents with kids, you can have those all connected.
Wow.
And if you've forgotten your library card somewhere, right in the app, you can pull up your barcode and we can scan that from your phone
Oh,
at the
how
desk.
nice.
So we've got some nice functionality and features there. And it has links that go to the request service for getting things from across the state, as well as connecting to our ebook collection. So we're very much looking forward to that. Available right at the beginning of March.
Well, sounds like a great app. So going to tie a lot of things together for people. So,
Yep.
and I would assume if some people aren't familiar with being able to do things like that online, but they'd like to learn a little bit, there'd be somebody that they could call and maybe give them a little bit of help through that.
That's me.
You're gonna
That's
be
my
calling
job.
Leroy,
I'm the
so-
Programming and Technology Services Librarian. So if you are having challenges with anything related to library technology or technology in general, you can actually make an appointment with me and I'll sit down with you and see what we can do to help you with that. It's
That's a great service. So, and probably not one that most people thought of. But what an advantage for the community. So, well, Leroy, I am always amazed with how much is going on down at the library, and it's one of those things, I suppose, as a community member here, I need to be more aware of those things. So thank you for coming and sharing all of that with us.
Absolutely.
And I know that there are places we can go to find this out when we don't have Leroy here to tell us. So please look at that website, and if you've got questions, bop on in there or give somebody a call down at the library. They'll probably just transfer you to Leroy, which would be
Depending.
a blessing anyway.
We've got great staff all around. So,
Yeah.
Always
So,
happy to help.
Yep, always happy to help. That is the one thing I certainly do know about the libraries, that they're always willing to help and happy to. So thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it, and thank you for all you do for the community.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back. All right, well, welcome back. And our next guest that we have here is Crystal Fleck, and she is here from the community education here in town, and she's got lots to tell us. And first of all, we were talking a little bit beforehand, and it sounds like you've got a trip that you guys are working on right now. So can you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we are going to Greece at the Chanhassen Dinner Theater.
Okay.
So that is April 2nd, and we will leave about 9:30 in the morning, and the lunch is at 11:30, and the show is at 1. It's $110, and that's the total. So that's for the bus ride. They'll drop you off right at the door, the dinner, and then the show, and then the bus ride back home, and we'll all meet at the parking lot. So I'm trying to get a couple more people on there so we can
All right.
make sure we go.
First of all, we've been to Greece already, and we're going again. I wish I had thought about this, but we all know that Chanhassen obviously does such a spectacular job. But $110 to have your transportation and the meal and your tickets already
Yep.
purchased,
Yep.
and you're not paying all those extra fees and all of that other kind of stuff. So that's
Having to
quite a
worry
deal.
about driving, the weather,
yeah,
fuel,
absolutely.
parking, yep.
No, yeah, the parking and the whole deal. So pick you up and drop you off at the door and pick you up at the door. So I think it sounds like a great idea, and I think that there's going to be people that are listening to this that are going to be like, what are we waiting for?
I hope so. I hope so. I have some more still trickling in. But
yes.
If you want to call me, you can call me directly, and I can help you get online. It's 507-233-8307. Or if you feel up to it and want to do it online, you can go to newalum.ce.eleyo.com. And it'll bring you right up on there, and you can sign up online. If you don't have an
Very
account,
good.
you can walk through it, or if you prefer me to do it, you can give me a call, and I'll do it on my end.
Sounds great. Very good. So that sounds like a really fun trip. At first, when you said Greece, I was thinking that like we could go to Greece and like the country, and I was going to say, sign me up. Either way, I want to go to Greece, one way or the other, either that Greece or to the Chanhassen. So Chanhassen is a fun opportunity for everybody. So call Crystal and get that set up. And so what's going on with the youth programs?
So the youth, I'm kind of talking about the month of March here. I know that there was a lot of kids that wanted to sign up, and it's called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Last year we brought Storybook Theater in, and they did Rapunzel, and it was an amazing show. The kids had fun. Each kid gets a part, and then Friday night and Saturday we had shows. So grandmas,
fun.
grandpas, aunts, uncles, siblings could come and watch. So that's fun. That will be July 7th through the 11th. Kids will come. It's like 8:15 to 12:30. They'll come, rehearse, hang out, and then Friday they will come from noon to 3, and they're there basically all night and do their performances.
What about the ages?
Ages, like 7 and up.
Okay.
7 and up.
That sounds like a great opportunity. I was just thinking about what a fun thing that would be for my grandson to be involved in, and it would take a week of his summer and make him do something really fun and something he'd remember. So that sounds like a great opportunity. That would be July 7th through the 11th.
Then we also have drama kids who they do theater as well. We have them going on right now, and it's for, so Jefferson age, we have like 1st to 4th grade, and then we also have a middle school age, which is 5th through 8th grade. They're 2 separate times, and one is at the middle school, one's at Jefferson, so they can go there right after school. It's on Mondays at 3:20 to 4:20, just kind of a fun little theater event. And then they will also be having a camp as well this summer, and it's in the month of August. I don't have the dates exactly tied down, but watch for that on our website and in our next brochure if that's something else your kids would like.
Very good.
Younger kids, I have a messy art class, which is coming up over spring break, so that's kind of nice to try to keep kids busy during spring break with no school. That'll be March 8th, and that's kindergarten to, whoever wants to come. It's just making a mess, doing some fun art things, and that will be from 9 to 10:30. We also have a Home Alone class March 20th. This is Home Alone 1, and then we also have a Home Alone 2. So kind of 1 is where you kind of start. If your child's more advanced, you can do just Home Alone 2 if you prefer. Home Alone 1 does include parents, which I think is kind of nice. They will bring a parent or, aunt, uncle, somebody with them. So they can be there as well, learning about all, ages, how long they can be home alone.
Perfect.
Little beginner things like that. And that is a night class from 6:30 to 7:30 on March 20th. And then we also have the acrylic painting, which has been a big hit for our kids. That's age 7 and up. That's March 18th. And this time around, they are going to be painting a fish. It's pretty crazy. I always thought, I can't paint. But when you get in there and it's,
And they help you through.
Yeah, they help you through. They turn out so neat.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for these kids to learn that they have some abilities that they might not have tapped into before, and it gives them something to feel good about, and they probably want to do it again.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. Now we talk about that it's community, and I thought about, like I said, with my grandson and having the week. If he doesn't live here, but I brought him here, how does that work as far as with the community? Is it
Absolutely.
something you just bring them in because we're a part of the community and
Yep, it would be ideal. We'll have to have him signed up. So
Sure.
if you wanted to call me, and if he doesn't live here, if you have an account on LEO, you can always add him underneath as
Perfect.
a as a relationship.
So there you go, grandparents. If you're anything like me and you want to have your grandkids spend some time with you in the summer, but you want them to be able to have their own kind of fun too, I think this is a great opportunity. So I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, fun things.
Yes.
And then adults, we also have an acrylic class for them. That will be March 27th, and this time around we're doing like snowy trees. So if you want to join
it.
that. And then we have some online classes coming up as well. Some prefer online, some don't. We have Create Social Media. So, there's so many things about social media and what you can and shouldn't put out there. And this one really talks about, having social media without panicking. So things that, this is a good website, this isn't,
Right.
Don't put this information out there, watch for these things. That's March 18th. It is from noon to 1, however, she also tapes them. So if from 12 to 1 doesn't work for you that day, she will send you the Zoom. She records it. She's also so good about, if you have questions, reaching out at any time. So if that's something you're interested in, we have genealogy classes, which are pretty neat, actually. I took one of the beginner classes, and it's kind of neat to see your family tree come together. That is also online, but again, she's very accommodating. She will walk you through it if you need extra help. It's just on a Zoom link. It's literally, you get an email, you click the link, and you're in. And that is April 10th. She kind of has one, goes from beginners to number 4. So, she'll have one March, she'll have one April, and then she'll have another one in May. So
Okay.
it's kind of nice to take them from the beginning.
Right.
Just because it's easier. It's kind of...
grow that background.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And then a couple wellness classes from Janice Novak, which a lot of people know her. It's a wellness acupuncture for sinus relief, and then a technique to activate your brain creativity center.
Wow.
So those are both in March. That's March 10th for the sinus relief and March 18th for the creative brain
Wow.
Zoom class.
That's
So-
great. Yeah.
And that's really all we have for March. April and May will Continue to
Yeah.
get busier.
I like it because it's like some of those things are pretty unique. Like, those are real things, like with the sinus and trying to combat it more than one way. It's opening up those doors for people. So I think it's wonderful to have that many things, and it's one of those very few things that we can thank COVID for is the fact that now it's taught us that we can do just as much learning online as we can person to person, but we all have our preference, and sometimes it's not about preference, but about what we can physically be able to do. Sometimes we can't get there, but we still want to be able to learn. And the social media one is really intriguing to me because that's changing all the time. And I think we're learning so much more about things that we might have thought were safe a year ago are no longer. And there's signs out there that we can learn that will pique our interest and make us understand that a little bit better, so somebody can help us with that. I think those are all great. So why don't
Like
you just
said,
tell us?
social media
yeah.
is constantly changing.
It's
I had just
changing all
got
the
back from a
time.
conference and they had a whole class on AI, and it was just
Oh.
like,
Yeah, the AI would be another
Mind-blowing.
interesting. I took a class. I did actually through the chamber we did an AI, and I actually use it quite a bit now.
Yep.
But it's a trick all its own.
It is.
So
It is.
it's so amazing. It's scary.
yeah.
So
Yep, I'm hoping to offer something this summer on that because it is just.
that would be.
You know,
and that's another thing I'm sure that is changing
Oh, yeah.
all the time.
Yep, this girl said that, this just changed last week. This will be changing next week. It's just constant.
Yeah.
There's free websites right now, but then they're going to charge you. It's
Yeah, I did something yesterday. I just said I needed to send 2 thank you cards for, and this is what I'm thanking them for, but I need 2 different cards that are basically the same thing but said differently.
Yeah.
And, I didn't do it verbatim, but it was just such a nice way for me to be able to reword it and make it not sound like I was just repeating myself. So yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff that's out there that
Yes.
we probably going to need to learn, or they're going to get trampled right over.
coming.
So, yep.
For
yep.
sure.
Very good. Well, thanks for all you do to bring those things to us. And our community certainly has an advantage here with all of the programs that are available. So, what else
very
have you got?
unique.
Anything else?
No, I'm just going to give you my website so that you can go on there and
Okay.
check out the community ed page. That is newalm.k12.mn.us. That we have a brochure on there, a PDF file, all of our registration, and a link right to our registration. And again, if you do want to just go on and register yourself and take a look at what we have to offer, we have tons and tons of online. I have so many online Zoom classes that I can't fill. It's too
Wow.
much to put in the
Sure.
brochure. So if you really want to, if that's kind of your thing, if you want to look at them, they're all on there. And that's newalm.ce.leoeleo.com.
Very good. And the number again, I think 3. Was it
7-233-8307.
Yep,
My direct line.
8307. All right, right to Crystal. So she's there to help, and looks like if we've got anybody of any age that needs education and fun, that's the place to go. So thank you so much for joining us again. Thanks for all you do to bring these things to the community, and we look forward to talking to you again next month.
All right.
All right, thank you. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back. We are here now with Sarah Warmka from the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, and you guys have such a vibrant program going on there and doing so many things for the community. I can't wait to hear a recap of everything that went on in February, and also all the things that are coming up, even as much as this evening, things that are happening. So why don't you go ahead with the recap from February? I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, sure. It's definitely been a busy year already, for sure, and so exciting. So many fun things happening. In February we had the Baggin' in the Street Beanbag Tournament,
That's
which was
right.
awesome.
Yes.
Just a great way to bring people downtown.
Much nicer weather than the first one, but I'm sure either way it would have been a blast.
Yes. We got a testimonial on our Facebook page. Someone commented on some pictures and said, our team didn't win a single game, but we had an amazing time. And the
Perfect.
camaraderie they had with each
Perfect.
other and just
Yeah.
connecting with neighbors and community.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And then we had
we had our annual meeting for the farmers market. So we're already thinking ahead, right? Thinking about next summer. So last year was the first year that the chamber took over the farmers market,
Right.
relocated it, and so we had our annual meeting with the vendors to see, you know, and we did surveys at the end of the season too. How did things go? What do you
Right.
want to see?
Yep.
And so our vendors are reporting record sales in that location.
Oh.
So how fun is that?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so we're working with Ada's India, so we'll be back in the Ada's India parking lot.
Okay.
The markets will start in June, so June 19th is I think that's June 19th, about that week is when we start. Thursdays and Saturdays. Thursdays 2:30 to 5:30, Saturdays 9 to noon. We're planning this year to do a little bit more on the Saturdays. At least one Saturday a month we are going to be hiring like a magician.
Oh, fun.
Or like face painting or caricatures or something,
Yeah.
just to make it more of a family draw for the Saturdays.
Right.
We're also writing some grants to see if we can get some transportation assistance for seniors and for disadvantaged
Oh.
communities to have
Yeah.
free transportation to the
Perfect.
market. And we'll be ready to go right away with the nutritional assistance program, so SNAP and EBT and the market box and those kinds of things. Because we figured that out late in the season last year, but now we can offer it all season. So
That's wonderful.
Yeah, excited.
And farmers market is no longer just fruits and vegetables.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Honey.
that they had honey.
yeah.
Yeah, they had
Mhm.
sourdough.
Sourdough, that was a
And
big hit.
some baked things. So I mean, it's just it's
Dog
an
treats.
adventure down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, for
Very
sure.
good.
So some other things in February, so like you mentioned, tonight is our annual meeting. So that's always a great event, great time to just connect with other business
Right.
owners and business people and to celebrate the year that we had. 2024 was a great year. And then also to look forward at what we're doing in 2025. Our board has strategic planning where we just refreshed and planned. We're in the middle of a strategic plan, but we did that in
Right.
January, and so we're going to talk about that. There's also recognition for Rick Hom, the tourism person of the year.
Yay,
You nominated
yes.
him.
I did,
Yes.
and I would do it every year if I could.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so many good people.
I know.
But when you, I recognize Rick because of the fact that he loves to get to know. He's one of those people that believes that if I'm going to have a business, I have to be the face of the business.
Yeah.
And he gets to
Yeah.
know everybody. He does. He knows where they come from. What things are they coming to New Ulm for? What do they want to see? What have you done in other communities that you? And he's not afraid to bring them forward. So we need progressive people like that. And Rick is one of my favorites, but we have so many, and it's great that you guys recognize that.
Right, absolutely. So we'll recognize him tonight, and then we'll also be voting for the Business of the Year. So I don't know right now who's going to win, but by the time this airs, we'll know. But we have a small and a large, of course,
Yes.
Business of the Year that will be voted on tonight. And like you said, with what Rick's doing and these businesses too, it's really awesome to recognize these
Absolutely.
people and businesses that are setting examples
Yeah.
for the rest of us.
That's
and,
right.
And we can all step it up. So.
Yeah, and I think that as a business person, nobody does it for that recognition.
Of
But how
course,
cool is
yeah.
it to be recognized? Even just to be nominated in the top 3 is
Yes.
very, very reassuring, or it's a boost of confidence. So
Absolutely.
it's very cool. Can you tell us who the people are,
For the
the organizations? Yeah, for the
Absolutely.
small and large.
Yep. So for small, it's Inspired, Minnesota Valley Funeral Homes, and Schaefer Crane, or Schaefer Companies, Cranewell
Yes.
and Contracting. And then for large business, it is Nuvera, Jensen Motors, and J&R Schugel. So all very worthy businesses.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Excited.
Yeah, they've all done, tremendous things to get themselves in that nomination, and all it can do is hearing about those things encourages other businesses to strive a little further. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have profiles for all of those businesses and why they were nominated and why they deserve the recognition at newulm.com. So if
Perfect.
even when it'll still be there. So just go
Yeah.
on to newulm.com if you want to read about any of them and what they're doing in our community.
Yep, yep.
And so what else? We have the Women's Networking event, the Mingle with a Purpose. This is the 11th year of that.
Wow.
And it's taking place, so it's next week, February 27th. By the time this airs, it'll be over. But
Yep.
we've already sold almost 300 tickets.
That's wonderful.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
We're bringing in Abby Jimenez is our speaker this year, our
Okay.
keynote. So she is a New York Times bestselling author.
Okay.
She owns Nadia Cakes, which has 2 locations in the cities and 1 in California. She won Cupcake Wars, which was on the Food
Right.
Network channel.
Yep.
And so we first connected with her back in 2019. We did a collab with her where we gave her some Shell's Oktoberfest beer, and she made cupcakes with this beer and had that
Oh.
for sale in her shops in Nadia Cakes. So fun. And then she and her husband came down in to experience Oktoberfest, and then as an influencer, then they posted some stuff on
Yeah.
their social media, and so that's
Wonderful.
how we got connected. And now
crazy.
I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
just texting her, and she's like, well, now I have an agency that I go through for public speaking.
Oh.
Like, she's blown up, which
Wow.
is really fun.
Wow, and she's coming here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
know.
that's very
How
cool.
cool.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah, so that's February, I
Yeah.
think, in a
Wow.
nutshell, but lots going on.
And Bagan was a huge success, you said.
Yes,
so
it was
that's
awesome.
Yeah, it's all those you got to think outside the box, and
Yep.
and again, I think that was one of those that came from Rick.
Yeah,
That somebody
right?
had talked about. Wouldn't it be crazy if we did this? And
And you were instrumental in getting the first year to happen, which is awesome.
But I actually melted a coat that day. It was the first day I wore it.
say that.
And I got
The fire department
well,
might be watching.
well, I know, and actually I think I'm the one who got the fire
Yeah.
department's blessing to do that.
Of course,
I
yes.
just got too close to the fire,
Yeah.
and because it was so cold, and all of a sudden I looked up and but I know it's just one of the memories I had from that day, and they're all good. I can't
Yes.
believe we actually lived through that.
It was so cold.
Because it was so cold, but it was probably part of the memory. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
And towns really do have to keep doing these things that are
Oh,
out of the
my
box
goodness. Yeah.
to get recognized,
Yeah.
to create a place that's
Again, it's that vibe, you know,
Right.
that we have,
Yeah.
and it's organizations like yours that take those ideas and actually bring them into fruition. So
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Well, and it's big picture stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really thinking about workforce. Like, how do our employers have employees that they can hire? We need to have a community where people want to live, and then they're engaged in the community,
Yeah.
and they'll hopefully stick around. So it's employee
Absolutely.
retention and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah. It's that big circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about March?
So March, yeah, we've got a couple big things coming up in March. One is the Career Expo. So this is for area 8th and 10th graders, and really it's not a job fair. It's an opportunity to let area 8th and 10th graders know what careers are available in our region.
Oh.
So it's at the Civic Center. Park and Rec graciously waived the rental fee, so we're able to take over the Civic Center. It's on March 26th. So
Okay.
businesses are coming. On one half of the Civic Center is going to be like an expo. So all the businesses have little booths. Everyone has something that's interactive. So the students are, wearing VR headsets,
Sure.
or they're practicing CPR, or they're, they're doing something.
Okay.
The police department's there with different things. And,
Yeah.
so it's really just a great opportunity to connect with businesses, ask questions, get information about, what types of schooling do you need for this occupation, and what are your expected
That's great.
incomes and things like that. So
Is this? Have you done this before?
yes, it's the 36th year.
Oh my goodness. Okay. About time I learn about it.
Yes,
then.
no, that's
yeah.
it's fantastic. So, but this year also we're switching it up, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. So that's on the one side,
Okay.
and then on the other side, we're introducing a storytelling and game show,
Oh.
which we got this idea. So Fairmont and Mankato both do something
Mm-hmm.
similar. So we sent some of our committee members to check out those expos to see how they do it, and so we're going to have So you'll be in teams. So like, for example, there's hundreds of kids coming because they're
Right.
from all over the area, 800 of some students. But we'll have all the 10th graders, they're splitting up, but then there's going to be, you're competing. So there'll be trivia up on the screen, and you have to buzz in, and then you're competing with your table, and then there's a chance to win prizes. And it's just questions about, how many careers do people have, or in a lifetime, or just general career kind of
Yeah.
questions. And then there'll also be the storytelling aspect. So we're bringing in a bunch of, like 5 different storytellers, people who went to Newham High School or work in our community, and talking about their journey to where they got, so that the kids can see.
And what a
face to
great
face.
age to get them involved in that
Yeah.
and start thinking about those things.
Right,
And
right.
what a great way to have them try to tie themselves, to continue to
Right.
tie themselves into our community.
Right.
Because that's what we want, right? We don't
Right.
want to educate them and then send them off to somebody else. We want
Right.
them.
And the
we want 'em-
variety
yeah.
of the careers that are here. You can
Yeah.
you can be making wire that is used for Twitter, or X, or all those
Right,
things.
right.
Public speaking and vote from Impact Influence is going to be there talking about that. That's a career you can have right
That's
here.
great.
Yeah. For sure.
Wow, that's interesting. Very good. What else? I
So
know
then
you
the
got other
last big thing for March is the home show. The
Yes.
Home Health and Recreation Show. We added recreation a couple years ago. That is a main fundraiser for NUBRA,
Right.
the New Ulm Business and Retail Association. So that committee works tirelessly. It's a lot of work to put this show on, but our businesses support it. They come out, and the community supports it. So please come out and attend, and make it worth it for these businesses to continue to
Yeah.
invest in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
It'll be Friday, March 28th, and then Saturday, March 29th. we already, I don't know, there's like 60 some booths, but hopefully we'll have close to 100 booths.
Right.
And you can come and check out, visit with your
It's always
your
fun, and
neighbors.
it's a perfect time because it's not really nice enough to go out and do a whole lot outside yet,
Right.
but you still want to get out, and it's such a perfect place. And you can even, even like the landscapers that are there, I
Right.
love that because
Yeah.
everything they have is bright flowers and beautiful grass. Even though it might be artificial, it still feels like spring in some of those things. But everybody that's there wants to be there to help you with something, and I think
Right.
it's a great opportunity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and getting ideas.
Yeah,
Right, like you said,
absolutely.
like landscaping or kitchen remodels or
Yeah.
do you need gutters or
That's
just
right.
anything.
Vehicles, you're going to see
Vehicles,
if you
yes.
don't want to go out on a lot because you don't want 3 people maybe coming after you. There's a great place for you to go and sit in one of those new vehicles that are sitting out there.
Yeah.
So
And then there's seminars on Saturday, so you
Okay.
can dive deeper into some of the topics. I know there's a couple from the medical center and Tim Golden from Golden
Yeah.
Family Farm. So there's just a variety of topics for
that's
seminars.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are thinking about having a booth and haven't done it yet, the one thing that the chamber does very, very well is makes it affordable for them to be able to do that because we understand. I say we.
Yeah, no,
sorry.
please. No, you're very involved.
I was involved.
Yes.
And but it's we understand the need of maybe not being able to have people at your store or your business and be able to man a booth there. However, we try to make it. You guys try to make it a matter of affordable so you can somehow or another do both. And I think that's impressive because it's definitely a lot less of an investment than some of the other ones that we've been involved in at other places. So if you're thinking about it, it'd be a great opportunity to get your business out there as well, not only to attend it, but to have a booth.
Yeah.
So
and then it is a fundraiser, and all those funds then go to promoting New Ulm. So billboards that you see, shopping campaigns, inserting
Right.
things in the Star Tribune, just really anything to try to get more people to
Yeah.
come here
Yeah.
and shop and do
Yeah.
our services.
The bus to the Twins game,
Right.
things like
Yeah,
that.
how fun.
Things,
Yeah.
So always thinking about the next thing, and it's always about trying to bring people to New Ulm and keeping people here.
Yeah. So the Twins game, September 12th. Mark your calendars.
Okay.
We are invited back to German Heritage Night at the Twins game.
Yes.
So,
All
yes.
right.
Excited.
Yes. Very good. So September 12th, Twins game, bus. You'll want to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What else is going on? Anything or?
I think that's it for March.
That sounds
There's
like
so much.
plenty.
Yeah,
Sounds
right.
like plenty.
We'll come back again next month.
That's perfect. We thank you for taking the time and for sharing all of that with us, for all you guys do for the community. That seems to be my theme today. It's amazing to me that we are lucky enough to be in a community that we have so many contributors. And we couldn't, if only one or two of those were the contributors, we wouldn't be what we are. So
Which actually, if I can, real quick,
Please.
so that brings me to another thing that I forgot to mention for February,
Okay.
is our young professional group has restarted, and they hosted a community engagement night, right?
Oh.
So invited nonprofits and groups to come and talk about their organization, and so that was a great event. There were like 30 some organizations that came.
Nice.
How cool! But also, they created a website, a web page, so a database where now you can see access to all the clubs that you can get involved in and learn what kinds of things they're looking for and volunteer opportunities. So if you visit newulm.com or reach out to the chamber, we can get you that link so you can view all the opportunities in our community.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I will be reaching
Okay.
out to you for
Please
that.
do.
So that's a great opportunity for all of us.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, thank you for sharing that as well.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
And we look forward to hearing about how well March went in April and about everything else that's going on. So, Sarah, thank you. Thanks to your staff. And
Definitely.
we will be back shortly.
Thank you.
All right, well, welcome back. Now we have with us John Kellen from the Grand Center for Arts and Culture, and he's here to tell us about all the happenings at the Grand the month of March.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. Always love
Absolutely.
coming here
Welcome.
for something artsy. Yeah, so we have a really great lineup of music and classes at the Grand. Wide variety of music, starting with to our list here. On the 7th, we have Everett Smithson Trio, which is a Cajun band, really a lot of fun. Tony Rook Band, March 14th, which is bluegrass. They've been here before, very good. And also backed by popular demand, Bonnie Drunken Lad, which is Celtic in time for St. Patrick's Day. And then March 28th, Chris Bertrand, which is a folk singer. So some really good music in the cabaret. And then down in the Cellar Press, we've got a new teacher coming up from the University of Iowa.
Okay.
Really excited to have her in, and they're doing a broadside, letterpress printed broadside. It's a 2-day class, March 1st and 2nd, and they'll get to do typesetting of metal type, and then they'll also do a lino cut carving, so they'll combine both carving and letterpress to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I think I'm going to take that class.
Yes, it sounds like a good time.
As many classes as I can take,
Sure.
I do, if I'm there. And then on the 22nd of March, we have a long and link stitch bookbinding class. And that's a medieval German style of decorative bookbinding that they're going to do. Tegan Daly is our new Cellar Press coordinator, and
Okay.
she's amazing. She's got a master's degree of MFA in book arts, and she came from the University of Iowa, which is kind of where some of these teachers are coming from. So,
Wow.
quite a bit of that. We also have some big news. We found out that we're going to be bringing Los Lobos to town. So, like we brought Emmylou Harris here last
Perfect.
year, so partnering with State Street Theater, we really love this partnership.
Yes,
And,
we are very, very honored for the collaboration also. And somebody might have snuck that to me last night, somebody from the board. And I'm like, La Bamba!
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
So-
we're going to try to do some fun things. We're looking at
Yeah.
having them come for a meet and greet, and possibly like a pre-party the day before.
Okay.
And then if we can get the rights to the film, maybe do a screening through, because we're also working with New Cat in the New Ulm film series
Yeah.
that they do over at the Grand. We're going to see
Okay.
if we can't get La Bamba to screen that maybe like the week before or something.
Now, was that Lou Diamond Phillips that was in that? I'm trying to remember who was in that.
My
Yeah, I'm not
recollection of
quite
the-
sure
the
on that
actors,
either,
yeah,
but what
the
an
trivia.
exciting time.
Yeah, it should be fun.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but it was Emmylou Harris that came back, and was it in November?
October,
October.
yeah,
And it was a filled house, and
Yeah.
it was the energy was incredible.
Yeah.
And so this is just bringing it back on again, and what a wonderful fundraiser for keeping the Grand really for the capital campaigns and for all of the operational things that are going on. Those don't happen by themselves. So having a fundraiser of that magnitude is really incredible,
Yeah.
and we are honored, like I said, to collaborate with you.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're likewise very honored and realize I think a lot of people are not really sure how nonprofit organizations work. We rely on the generosity of our member donors, much like you do. We also do fundraising throughout the year. This was an opportunity. One of our is an anonymous donor, but rather than just writing us a check, which we obviously love, absolutely love the cash influx. But this person suggested that maybe we could leverage that money by having them, pay for a national act, and then that way we can use to, promote our nonprofits and kind of create a buzz in the community.
Right.
And with Emmylou, it was
Yeah.
amazing to see a full house in here, and
Yeah.
the people are still talking about bringing her to town. It's like, no, are the real Emmylou Harris? And
Right.
it's not a tribute band. And it's
Right.
like, no,
Yeah, we are
the
so
real
used
deal.
to
Yeah.
covers and tributes, and we had to tell them also. Like one person said to me, some people think it's the real Emmylou Harris. I said, they're right. No way, they
Yeah.
said. So yeah, it's all an education for us because once in a while we can do that. But what we are able to do is prove that through the work of, more than one organization with the collaboration, we can pull off something of that size and magnitude
Right.
in our community with a beautiful theater and with a great historical space like the Grand and a purpose of raising money and knowing what people are going to want what a great way to do that. And you guys, I think it was very profitable for you as well. So
it was one of our biggest fundraisers outside of the grants that we write through the
Sure.
State Arts Board and things. It
Yeah.
definitely was helpful because we had a lot of repairs. That old historic
Sure.
building
That's
is
right.
an ongoing thing that
Yeah.
we need to maintain. But I think it's ultimately it's very much worth it because it's created an atmosphere here in the community. People drive to New Ulm specifically for the
That's
shopping
right.
and the historic
Yep.
events and the different things that are put on
Yeah.
here in the town. So it's
absolutely,
very
we
good.
can offer so many things, as I'm sure you guys already know, but a lot of people don't. And I think that there are actually people from outside of the community that are a little more aware of what we offer, because they do take the time to come in and learn all of these things when they're here, and we're so fortunate. But John, I am so impressed. I just got back from Nashville for a few days, since we love live music. And when I see the bands that we have coming, or even the individuals coming in March, the variety, how do you guys work on with your bookings? Like, I know you must work hard at making sure that you have a variety that's coming in on a regular basis, because you seem to always be impressive.
Yeah, well, thank you.
So,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
we do work on it. In fact, we're working already into the fall, and a lot of times you have to book far enough out in advance. These artists put together their schedules, and so we try to coordinate with them when they're available. We try to match up different sorts of musical genres. Say, for example, a Celtic band around St. Patrick's Day, and
Yeah.
we had a kind of a fun group for Valentine's Day. Was love songs for angry men, which was a little tongue-in-cheek. People call up, do I have to be angry? Do I have to be? So there was a little confusion, but kind of play around with it.
Sure.
But Ann Makepeace has been booking music for 15 years, and so
Yeah.
she has a lot of connections in the
Sure.
industry, and so I've been learning over the last year of who these
Yeah.
performers are, and people will approach us because they've heard really good things about our
Yeah.
venue. It's
Yep.
it's a really nice atmosphere at the cabaret, and so we've kind of developed a reputation as people really want to come and play here. So it's
That's
a
right.
good combination. We seek out talent, and
people
are
seek
looking
a
for
good
us
place
too.
to come.
And then balance, the budgets being a nonprofit. There's only so much that we can really afford.
Absolutely.
And we have written grants both with the Peschel Family Foundation out of Springfield, and the Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council helps support us. So
Yes.
collectively, we're able to make all this happen.
That's
So
right.
yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, nonprofit, certainly something 5 years ago didn't mean a whole lot to me. I didn't know much about how nonprofits work, but I tell you what, it's labor of love for people who are involved in nonprofits, because you're pretty much at other people's mercy for being able to continue the program.
Right.
And but I think the objective there is to give everybody an opportunity to be a part of what they're doing, and so that's why you reach out on all these different, having the unique and the variety, to me, says I should be able to touch almost everybody.
Right.
And make it something that they want to contribute to,
Right.
and then it's just it's a nice trade-off. I'll give you something, and then you help support our continuing
yeah,
program.
absolutely,
So
yeah.
yes, you guys do a great job with that. Anything else going on? Looks like you've got some classes coming up.
We've got a lot more classes. We also bringing back Bernd Hillman is a very talented painter, and he's going to be doing classes, adult classes, up in our training area. We're also getting ready for our kids camps. We have 2 different camps.
Okay.
First week in June, and then in August. And so we're reaching out, partnering with the local schools. So we have like the young kids from kindergarten through 3rd grade, and then 4th through 8th grade. Also working with the Brown County 4-H.
Oh.
They've got a culinary kids camp coming up. We did a photography class. They have a number of fiber arts classes, sewing. Little kids were sewing mittens and hats,
Oh,
and so
my.
yeah,
Wonderful.
really fun to have that young
Yeah,
energy in
absolutely.
the grant.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, so
that's great.
if there, anytime, check out our website, www.thegrandnewulm.org, and you can see our full list of music and the different classes and the offerings that we have coming up.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you guys stay very busy. You've got concerts or live entertainment every weekend, or every Friday,
Right,
right?
Fridays, mhm.
Every Friday, and also you guys, I think you're open, you can come in and just have a cocktail, right? Is that, what are
well,
the hours that you have the grand open?
Well, so the grand, our office hours are from Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 4,
Okay.
and then Saturday from 11 to 4. We're really only open in the cabaret in the evening, and so
Got it.
we're open at 6:30 and music from 7 to 9:30
Okay.
Fridays.
Yeah, well, you're not going to want to miss it. It's such a cool environment. They really, I think Anne was pretty instrumental in enhancing the history that was already there and not changing a whole lot, keeping it accessible for everybody, but also being able to reach back into that history and knowing that the things were just enhanced, they weren't replaced.
Yes.
And it makes it a very beautiful venue, and it's a fun place because it's an intimate place. There's enough room for lots of us to get in there, but not so many that we lose the connection with the people around us.
Yeah,
So yeah, you'll want to, if you haven't taken that in, you're going to want to do that soon because
Yeah.
it's fun. Well, you're going to, once you start, you're going to want to keep going.
Yeah,
So
very good. Well, come and visit
Yeah,
anytime.
absolutely. Was there anything else, John, that you have for us?
No, I think that's it for now, but
Yeah.
Stay tuned. There's always something cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, Las Lavos, and that is going to be in October again?
October 25th. Yeah.
All right, October 25th, mark your calendars.
All right.
It's going to be held right here, and every one of those seats is going to be taken, so you're going to want to get your tickets early. So stay tuned for more information on that. John, thank you so much for coming and
Thank
for
you for
all
having me.
you do.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
yes, absolutely, it's our pleasure, and we look forward to hearing more from you in April.
All right, sounds good.
All right,
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll be back. Okay, well, welcome back. I am excited, as always with these segments, that I have some great guests here. And right now we've got Janice Olson, and she is from State Street Theater. She's one of our wonderful staff people here. And then we also have Kelly Anderson, who is a big part of State Street Theater because of what she contributes in the production area. So super excited to have you both. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you for
And
having us.
I can't wait to hear about this play that's going on. So what show is it? We've got one coming up in March, a production.
Yeah, so our production is going to be in April, but I will tell you what's coming up in March.
Oh,
We've
great.
got-
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. We've
Very
got
good.
the first, to kick off March, it's going to be Sunday the 9th at 2 p.m. We're going to collaborate with the Mankato Ballet.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, some dancing. So it's a classic story of Sleeping Beauty. It's a battle kind of between good and evil. And there's fairies and princesses and princes and all the things. So this is a really nice show to bring your kids or grandkids to. So kids are going to be $12 in advance and $17 at the door. And then everyone else, $15 in advance and $20 at the door.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a great thing. I love the collaborations that are happening right now. There's so many people out there contributing, and when you bring them together, it just gets to be twice as great.
I know,
So,
I agree.
So that is wonderful. So there again, the tickets are very, very affordable, and I think that's one thing that we can be very proud of here is $15 in advance,
Yeah.
and then $20 at the door if you need to come that day and you weren't sure, then it's $20 at the door. Kids 12 and under are $12 in advance and $17 at the door. What better entertainment can you get for a price like that? You don't pay for your parking, there are no extra fees, so
Yeah.
come on in and you can get those tickets for that great collaboration between the Mankato Ballet and State Street Theater. So I know that that's going to be a unique show that I can't wait to be a part of that. But what else is coming up in March?
Yeah, we have another really fun collaboration. We are doing the St. Patrick's Day show here on the stage. It's on Monday, March 17th on St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Ring of Kerry, Irish music and dancers. But then before that, we're collaborating with the St. Patrick's Day Parade downtown and the Kaiserhof. So you can kick off all the St. Patrick's Day festivities at the parade at 5 p.m. and then head on over to the Kaiserhof for a meal. We're offering 3 different meal options, kind of traditional Irish meal options, bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash.
I mean, when
know?
you hear about it, it sounds good, but that name just kind of
I know.
That's so great.
Right? It is
Yeah.
savory sausages with onion, gravy, boiled cabbage, and breadsticks. Sounds good.
Traditional.
Traditional.
Yes, yes.
And then we have the traditional fish and chips and a Benson Ray, which is ribs with Ray salad and chips, which are French fries, and breadsticks.
Yum, I'm getting hungry already.
I know. Sounds
Yes,
delicious.
yes, sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
can cap the night off with a show here at State Street Theater with the Irish music and dancers. It's going to be a really fun night.
Yeah, the one day of the year that we're all Irish,
That's right.
That's
That's
you
right.
put out your green and bring out your green and be a part of the celebration. So we had Pat here earlier that talked to us a little bit about the fact that the St. Patrick's Day Parade is 60 years going, and they thought that it would be 8 or 9,
I know.
6 to 8 or something like that, and now we're in our 60th year.
amazing.
And he did say that anybody can participate in it.
Yeah.
They will line up at St. Mary's Church. And they would like people to be there at 4:30 to line up, whether you have a car or if you're just walking in it. And the parade will start promptly at 5 o'clock and go the opposite direction downtown. And then they will end about the Glockenspiel. And at 5:30, then you can have one of your meals. They'd like you to pre-register, so they have your meals accounted for and ready. And then after that, if you're still willing to party, and I think you're going to want to, because the entertainment here on stage is going to be amazing. So kind of sounds to me like the Lord of the Dance kind of stuff. And I
Yep.
think who can resist having that much fun in one place? So what a great day to celebrate. And you know what? You can go to work and still make all of it.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
for most people, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, Janice, tell them how they can get pre-registered or how they get tickets and stuff for that.
Yeah, so tickets are available on our website at statestreetnewulm.org. You can give us a call at 507-359-9990, or you can shoot us an email if you're interested in more information, info@statestreetnewulm.org.
Yep, and there's different packages you can get if you're, show only, dinner show. There's lots of different ways that you can do that. So you can get that information right off of the website or by calling here. And but put that on your calendar for March 17th. So Irish all day that day.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. So, Janice, I think that you also coordinate the volunteer opportunities at the theater. Is that
I
right?
do.
So, do you have any openings right now for volunteers?
Always.
Always
we
openings.
always have openings.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't do any of our shows or performances without our volunteers. So we always need ushers, concession workers, ticket window, will call window, and we can't function. We can't have an event
Right.
here without our volunteers. So if you're interested in that, you can go to our website again, or you can give us a call. We also are looking for some people who are kind of handy that can help with some fix-it projects around our beautiful but old building.
Right.
So there's always repairs needed. So if you have that skill set or you know someone with that skill set, just give us a call or visit our website,
Yeah.
507-359-9990.
Yeah. So, you bring up a good point. I think every one of the guests that we've had on today has talked about in their organization, it's the same thing. It's the backbone. The volunteers are the backbone of the organizations, and it's what keeps people going. And whether you're somebody that's going to be working in a play, that's all volunteer time. It's a lot of time and investment, and every one of those minutes, hours is very much appreciated. But it's also a great way to get to meet people.
Yeah.
Janice, you and your family are a good example of that to me, because you moved here without knowing a lot of people.
Yeah, we
But
did.
your involvement now with the theater and getting to know people on a volunteer basis, just coming in and out of the door, I think I've seen you really evolve yourself into the community, and it's a wonderful thing to see. So you can do the same thing. We had a lot of people at our volunteer appreciation dinner,
Yes.
and they shared stories of why they volunteer, and none of it has to be because they love to sell candy
Right.
or they love to walk people to a chair. It has nothing. Nobody said that. They all said it's such a great place to be, and the people are so much fun, and they've really formed friendships, and so and same thing with being in a place. So that's that's just a plug for getting out there and volunteering
you.
some time if you've got time, people.
It's a great community.
So
here.
yes.
Yeah.
So now, Kelly, you are like my hero for the day. You have just sat so patiently, so I can't wait to hear more about you. Tell us about what brought you to State Street Theater, and more about you, what you're here for.
Well, I have been doing shows with State Street since 2019. Because my job situation finally allowed me to do plays. I was like, oh, we have theater in New Ulm? All right.
Good.
Born and raised here, so I was like, all right. It's a great way to get on stage and be a ham.
Yeah, that's right.
Evolve into somebody that you're not normally wouldn't be.
Yes, and I'm very excited to be in this play. It's Agatha Christie's A Murder is Announced.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm very excited about it.
So you're in it.
Yes.
And Janice, you're producing.
I'm producing for the first time. Yeah.
Are you acting in it?
I am not.
You're not acting in it.
I am not an on-stage kind of person.
Well, you know what? That just goes to show that we need more than just on-stage people.
That's
We need people that are going to be directing all of that as well. And but I think that's wonderful. I didn't realize that you were doing that, and I take my hat off to you. And Kelly, when I hear about your schedule and everything that the commitment that you have. You're a hero in my book. So now tell us a little bit more about this play.
Yes. So as we all know, Agatha Christie has a great style. So just when you think you have it figured out, it changes. There's new information that pops up. So the plot of this one is there's an announcement in the local paper that has a time and place where a murder is going to occur, and at Miss Blacklock's Victorian house.
Ooh.
But the victim isn't one of the house's several occupants, but it's an unexpected and unknown visitor.
Wow.
So it follows the classic Christie puzzle where it's mixed motives, concealed identities, more than one death, and there's a determined inspector grimly following the case's twists and turns, and fortunately Miss Marple is also on hand to provide the solution at some risk to herself in a dramatic final confrontation.
Oh, that is so great. So, what character are you playing? And tell us a little bit about that.
So my character, her name is Mrs. Swettenham, and she's kind of your neighborhood nosy lady who likes
I know her.
Likes to get be like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I saw that. I must come and see what all the hot gossip is.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And she's a little over the top, which I just love.
Absolutely. Now, I think that you had mentioned that this is your first non-musical that you've been involved in. Is that correct?
Yeah. I've done a couple like straight plays, but I've only had like little parts. So I'm like, ooh, this one is like, I have an actual character name, not just a lady.
Yeah. A lady number two.
An old lady.
So tell me, I know we're getting off track here a little bit, but I'm interested. How do you feel are the differences between being a part of a musical and being a part of a play without music?
It's, you don't have those like musical cues where you're like, oh, time to go on stage. It's you actually have to pay attention to the other
Maybe
other
that's
actors
why I've
more.
only done musicals. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
Because usually you're like, oh,
makes sense.
The next
to
song
me.
is this. Better get going.
Yep.
So,
it's always kind of a place marker, isn't it?
Yes. So you have to actually follow the story so you know where to come in.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
It's a lot of fun though.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So you guys started practicing when?
Gosh, how many weeks ago was that now?
2 weeks ago?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe the second week of February. I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And where are you at in the rehearsal process right now?
So right now we're still, running through scenes, doing some blocking. We're working on getting those accents because it's a good English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you do that? You work on that dictation kind of stuff too? And,
Yep.
Okay.
And then we're starting to think about like costuming and props and everything.
Sure.
And
Fun stuff.
So by now, do you know all your words?
I know.
You know your lines? And
I'm pretty well set for the first act. because that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
And then we just started doing second act. So
Sure.
I'm like,
Yeah.
not as, but
Yeah, and this
For
is
the most
happening
part.
in April, so you've got time.
yes,
You
yes,
have
plenty of
time.
time.
Right.
Yes.
Right on track.
That
Yep.
that is wonderful. So you guys have gone through, you're working on Act 1, and then do you split it that way? Do you split it up by, we're going to do all of these different acts, like in order? Or do you say, we're going to take the whole show and we're going to do all the blocking? And then we're going to do, or do you take it by like Act 1 and then you do the blocking for that, and then you do the
So-
read-throughs and things like that?
So with this one, we first did a read through, just sitting around a table, and then as we're going, we're blocking as we're going. So we're running through like the first scene, and we're blocking plus learning lines. So it's
Okay.
Yeah.
pretty
Working out pretty
thorough.
well.
It
yeah.
is, it is. It's
Okay.
up to the director really, which he's doing a great job
Yeah.
coordinating
Okay.
all of this. So
Yep.
So even though I am familiar with being in some of this stuff myself, it has been a long time, but I do need to ask you, what is the difference between the producer and the director?
Good night.
oh, that's a good question.
It is?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
that is a
so
good
not
question.
everybody knows that? Because I
No,
thought,
I don't know
okay.
either.
So
Okay, good. Good. Then tell us.
Yeah, I will. So we're pretty lucky because we have a director and an assistant director for this show.
Oh, good.
Matthew Lloyd is the first-time director, so he's killing it. He's doing
I
fantastic.
love that. That pool of
I know.
people that we have gets
Yep.
stronger and all the
we're
time.
so lucky.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer is our assistant director.
Okay.
Producer's role is more so to do with marketing.
Oh.
So marketing the show, which is kind of what I do in my day job
Yeah,
anyway.
absolutely.
So I kinda
Perfect.
got
So
that
now you
upper
can just
hand.
do it day and night.
Yep.
That's right. Why not? Why not? Yeah. Yeah, so that's mostly,
Okay.
I've been doing a lot of the coordinating as far as getting, Luca Books has really been very generous to us, letting us
Yes.
rehearse and use their space.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know
so
that.
Yes.
Fantastic.
They're amazing.
They're amazing.
They're
Oh,
awesome.
how wonderful.
Yeah, so
That's
I've been
really
doing
good.
a lot of coordinating with that.
Yeah.
I got
Another
Kelly to
collaboration.
come join
Yes.
us today.
Yes.
Which is really fun.
That's so great. That is
Yeah,
so
it's
great.
been a lot of fun. I'm also learning as I go because I'm a first-time producer. So.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
like I said. There's never any time to stop with that.
I
So,
know.
Yeah.
but thanks for
It
throwing your
is.
hat in for that.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
like I said,
Yeah,
and thank you for all the
I'm
time that
having
you
fun.
give to all of this. So, let's get some details now about this show. We've heard about what's happening behind the scenes.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about the real thing now. What's
All
what's,
right.
yeah.
So
all
the,
right.
the show dates are going to be Friday, April 11th at 7 p.m., Saturday, April 12th at 7 p.m., and Sunday, April 13th at 2 p.m. And tickets, you can get them $15 in advance or $20 at the door. And then kids 12 and under are going to be $5. And then you can get tickets right now, today, go get them, at statestreetnewulm.org, or stop in at the box office Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon, or call 507-359-9990.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that sounds wonderful. So there's 3 performances, and some people like to go to the first one because then they pretty much assure themselves that they're going to have so much fun, they're going to grab a few more people
Yes,
and then
that's
go to
right.
one of the next ones. You don't want to do that on a Sunday because by Sunday, then you just saw your only one. You're going to want to do it early so
Yes.
you can come back on Saturday or Sunday.
And it is a murder mystery, so you don't want it to get spoiled.
Yeah,
for
It
you.
is.
So that's actually a question that I have for you because I know you guys changed the result for every show, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. And so, yeah, you're not gonna, nobody's gonna be able to spoil that for you.
Right.
But I wanted to ask you guys, I mean, it's a murder mystery, right? So that just sounds kind of like scary and intense.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like there's some fun too. You can't have
Yes.
a gossip lady
Yes.
and not have a few laughs. So this has got some humor also in it, so it's going to be an entertaining
Yes.
couple hours, I'm
Yes,
assuming.
you get that dry British humor.
Okay.
And it's been a treat to figure that out and how to deliver
Sure.
it. It's not like a
Oh, I love that.
classic
Yeah.
gag.
Yeah, yeah.
It's those sneaky
Those
liners.
little subtle.
Yep.
That's right.
Yes.
That's a great
That's
way to
great.
put it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's going to be a great play, and you're not going to want to miss this. Again, it's called, again, tell me, I know I had it
A
right
Murder
here.
is Announced.
A Murder is Announced by Agatha Christie. And again, that's April 11th through the 13th. There are 3 different performances. Tickets are, seriously, you guys, $15 in advance, $20 at the door. For kids, it's $5. 12 and under, it's $5. Where can you go? You can't even go and have lunch for that amount
Yes.
of money. I don't know how to stress that to people. We are so fortunate to have what we have at a price that people can afford.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if people don't think so, they should check around. It's just,
Right.
it's,
Yes.
we really are a jewel where it comes to keeping things affordable, because we know times are tough for everybody.
Absolutely.
So we want to make you be able to have some fun and be able to afford it too.
Yeah.
So
And the talent is well worth that.
absolutely,
Yes.
and these people that are coming through
So
for us all the
talented.
time, we appreciate
Yes.
that. Can't wait to see you in it.
It's
Can't
it's
wait.
so good. And
Yeah.
yes, all of the whole cast.
Yeah.
It's just a great group of people.
And it's a smaller cast, I think, from what I
Yes,
heard, right?
from what if I remember right, there is 12 of us.
That's what I, yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
what I
great.
like.
So
counted.
yeah.
Well, and the friendships that you guys formed just from not being brought together in anything more than this play
Yep.
for a few weeks of your
Yeah.
life, and then now you've made friends for life.
Yeah, I mean we've done some cast bonding, which
Yeah.
is always fun too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then that even happens after the play,
Yes.
right? So, that's right. Okay. Well, I do have some thank yous that I want to get. First of all, I should ask you, is there anything more you want us to know about this?
No, just come out. It's
Yeah.
going to be a really good show.
It's going to
Yes,
be a great
it
show.
is a very
Yeah.
good show.
Perfect. I can't wait to have a recap of it on the April show, so you guys will
Yeah.
hear more about it. But you
that's
want
right.
you want to be there firsthand.
Yeah.
But now I would like to take the time, and first of all, I want to thank you both for everything you do. But thanks for joining me today. This has been a lot of
you,
fun.
Sandy.
Yes. But I also want to thank the New Ulm Area Foundation for its support, NewCat, of course, for all of their work filming and airing of this program. And I want to thank Prairie Lakes Regional Arts. They're the
Yep.
ones that also give us some financing for this. So
Yes.
thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Thank
absolutely,
you.
Really appreciate it.
absolutely my pleasure. And break a leg.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.